The 2026 BMW 9 M70 review. Is this the best electric SUV yet? BMW's M badge has always carried weight, a promise of performance, precision, and driving dynamics. But when it lands on an electric SUV, that promise comes with some skepticism. The 2026 BMW 9 M70 steps in as the new top dog in the 9 lineup, replacing the M60 with more power, improved efficiency, sharper handling, and a long overdue upgrade to the seats. But is this just BMW playing the numbers game, or have they actually transformed the 9 into something more special? I took it through its paces on Barcelona's winding back roads and long stretches of highway to find out. Subtle design changes, new color choices. Visually, the facelifted 9 doesn't scream new model, but the updates bring a more modern, refined look. The kidney grille, still massive and illuminated, now features horizontal slats that give it a cleaner, more structured appearance. The headlights are slimmer, and their vertical LED signature aligns the 9 with BMW's upcoming new E-Class models. Around the back, the bumper has been reworked slightly, but the most noticeable change is the vertical reflectors, a classic BMW design trick to make the car look wider and more planted. The M70 rides on new wheels, including the 22-inch set fitted to my test car, which pairs well with the signature red M brake calipers. For those looking to push the visual drama, there's also a 23-inch wheel option. 2026 BMW 9 M70. Good. Improved suspension tuning in comfort mode. Finally, proper M Sport seats. More efficient with increased range. Bad. Charging speed still capped at 195 kilowatts. No adjustable thigh support in seats. Still very expensive at $112,675. BMW is also expanding the color palette. Arctic Grey Blue Metallic, Frozen Deep Grey, Frozen Pure Grey, Tanzanite Blue, Dune Grey, Aventurin Red, Carbon Black, Mineral White, Alpine White, and Storm Bay are all available, with Space Silver arriving in July. Sophisto Grey is reserved exclusively for the 9 xdrive 45, and the frozen finishes are locked behind the M Sport package or M Performance editions. More power, quicker acceleration, sharper response. The new BMW 9 M70 retains the dual-motor setup from the M60, but with recalibrated software, the system now pushes out 650 horsepower and 811 lb-ft of torque, launching this 5,800-pound SUV from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.45 seconds. I personally tested this with a Racebox GPS. That puts it in the same league as an M3 competition xDrive, which is completely absurd for something this big. But raw speed isn't the full story. BMW has tweaked the pedal mapping so that throttle response is even sharper. Floor it, and the power delivery is more immediate than before, with the M70 feeling livelier in every situation. Sport Plus mode now features fixed regenerative braking, improving brake pedal feel and allowing for more precise inputs when pushing the car. There's another major change that BMW quietly snuck in: you can now fully disable DSC, Dynamic Stability Control. For the first time, the 9 M70 lets you slide it around if conditions allow, something that wasn't possible in previous models. In a world where most EVs err on the side of overprotective stability systems, this is a welcome shift toward driver engagement. Handling and suspension: small changes, big impact. Having owned a 9 M60 for a few months, I can confidently say it was one of the best BMWs I've driven in recent years. Not only was it incredibly comfortable, but it also felt genuinely luxurious, packed with tech, and ideal as a family car. It was smooth, quiet, and effortless to drive while still delivering strong performance. The one area where it needed improvement, however, was its ride stiffness, particularly in comfort mode. BMW clearly listened. Underneath, BMW has slightly tweaked the suspension hardware. There is a new hydraulic rear axle bearing which increases comfort and reduces vibrations. There are a lot more changes on the software side though. BMW's engineering team has reworked the software to create a more noticeable difference between comfort and sport modes. One of the biggest complaints about the M60 was its overly stiff ride, making it feel too firm for daily driving. BMW has addressed this by softening comfort mode, making the M70 more relaxed when cruising. But flick it into sport, and the story changes. The dampers stiffen up, the throttle response becomes more aggressive, and the steering gains weight. It's still a heavy car, and you feel that, but it moves with surprising precision. The new calibration means the 9M70 corners flatter than before, with improved body control that makes it feel more composed on a winding road. The steering, while still an electric BMW setup, is somewhat direct and predictable, though not brimming with feedback. Going back to a round steering wheel instead of BMW's hexagonal shape also felt more natural when pushing the car through tight bends. More range without a bigger battery. Instead of increasing battery capacity by a huge margin, BMW focused on improving efficiency. The pack is now slightly larger than before at 112.8 kWh in the US and 108.9 kWh in Europe, but the M70 sees a bump in range, now rated at 302 miles, EPA, and 600 km, WLTP, when fitted with 21-inch wheels. This is a 17-mile improvement over the previous model's 285 miles. This increase isn't magic but comes from several small tweaks. The new silicon carbide inverters play a big role, contributing to about a third of the overall efficiency gain. Friction-optimized wheel bearings alone add about 3 km to the WLTP range, while an A-label-rated tire setup further reduces rolling resistance. Even the redesigned headlights and bonnet improve aerodynamics enough to squeeze out another 3 km of range. Charging speeds, however, remain the same. The M70 still maxes out at 195 kW DC fast charging, meaning a 10 to 80% top-up takes around 34 minutes. BMW has also improved the heat pump system, which now works alongside the electric motor to warm up the battery more efficiently. This allows for faster preconditioning, optimizing charging speeds, especially in colder conditions. Finally, proper M Sport seats. If there's one change that immediately stands out, it's the seats. The old ones were a weak point, feeling too flat with little side bolstering and poor thigh support especially for taller drivers. Now, BMW has extended the seat base by about an inch, added better side bolstering, and adjusted the seat angle to keep your legs from sliding forward. The difference is night and day. The new M Sport seats actually hold you in place when cornering and make long drives far more comfortable. As someone who's 6'2", 188 centimeters, I instantly noticed that my phone no longer slid off my lap, a small but telling detail of how much better these seats are. They aren't perfect, there's still no adjustable thigh support, but they're a massive improvement. The new seats come standard on the M70, while the 9 xdrive 45 and 60 offer them as an option. Highway comfort. The 7 series of SUVs. The 9 has always excelled at long-distance cruising, and the M70 takes that even further. Comfort mode is softer than before, making it even better for highway driving, while the cabin remains incredibly quiet. At 70 km per hour, sound levels measure just 57 dB, making this one of the most refined EVs you can buy. BMW's Highway Assistant, hands-free driving, is the same as before, but unfortunately Level 2 Plus didn't seem to work in Spain, so it reverted to the usual Level 2 driving assistance features. Overall, it's still a package I highly recommend if you live in the US or Germany. The upgrades might be small overall, but for those who spend a lot of time behind the wheel every day, the 9 will deliver the most 7 Series-like experience of any BMW SUV. I certainly look forward to testing the new comfort and sport modes in Chicago, which is now renowned for its potholes. Final verdict: is the 9 M70 worth it? At $112,675, the 2026 BMW 9 M70 is priced nearly identical with the outgoing 9 M60. The added performance, sharper handling, greater efficiency, and much improved seats make it a better car all around. If you already own an M60, the changes might not be drastic enough to justify upgrading. But if you're in the market for a high-performance luxury EV, the M70 is easily the best 9 yet. If the MSRP seems high, luckily BMW is now offering 3 variants in the United States, the base 9 xdrive 45, replacing the 940 sold in other parts of the world, and the 9 xdrive 60, replacing the 950. The 9 xdrive 45 starts at $76,325, including destination and handling fees, $12,100 more affordable than the previous cheapest 9, the xdrive 50. If you upgrade to the new xdrive 60, you'll pay slightly more than you did for its predecessor. The mid-level trim is now $89,675, an increase of $1,250 over the outgoing model. BMW has refined what was already one of the best luxury EVs out there, making it faster, more comfortable, and more efficient. Now, if they could just add adjustable thigh support, it might be perfect.